Okay. So like I was saying, um, if you have missed sessions, you can easily check through our YouTube channel. They'll be optimal to catch up on the sessions that you have missed, and you know how to run through. So one of the things we constantly emphasize is the fact that um, knowledge is key. So if you check our YouTube channel, the Zee Trybe, you see that we have we have um, we have resources every single week. So today we're looking at, okay, who am I and why should you listen to me? Okwade Bolo, right? I'm a seasoned real estate investment strategist. I help you gain the highest ROI with the least risk possible using real estate as your wealth vehicle. I'm the CEO of Zee Realty, a company tailored to help Gen Zs, have their investment needs met and all of that. Like I said, we've done over 70 clients, we've done millions and millions and millions in transactions, right? So we're looking at part 2 of marketing starter pack, right? And we're saying starter pack because one of the things that I wish somebody did for me was to give me first steps. What are the first things I should do once I come into this business, right? And amongst many reasons, because when these things are not known, there will be assumption and there will be what we call random action. So you are doing everything anyhow, anyway, to get any result you want. And even if you have results by accident, if you're choosing this as a job, you don't want to have results by accident. You want to have you want to have consistent results, right? So if you hit it by mistake once, you will not be able to hit it again, right? So one of the reasons why we organize this is so you can have replicable results, you can have consistent results, right? So what is marketing? Like I said, and like I always explain, one of the core problems is when you begin to take marketing and sales to be the same thing. You take marketing and sales to be the same thing. So what exactly is marketing? It's very simple. Marketing is making, I want you to listen to this carefully, making the people who have the problem that you solve to be aware that you solve the problem. Does that make sense? Should I say it again? Right? You want the people who have the problem that you solve. You want to take your message that I'm the best fit for you and get it to them. You want to get it to them. That's what marketing is. So marketing's job, or the end of a good marketing, is proper awareness. So marketing is not sales. Marketing is awareness. They know that you exist. Somewhere at the back of their heads, when they think of real estate, they think about you. However, when you are able to convert the knowledge of your presence to trust enough for them to exchange their money for your services, then it is sales. Does that make sense? Are you with me? Right. So marketing is getting the product to the buyer's face, getting the brand, getting the company to the buyer's face. And why is this important? Because no matter how good you are, no matter how genuine you are, no matter how amazing your solution is, if people do not know, they will not buy. People cannot buy from somebody that they do not know. So marketing is your number one task, or marketing is different from sales, right? So marketing gets the clients to you, or you to the clients. Sales gets the pocket of the clients to your pocket, right? So marketing is a knowledge transaction. They know about you, while sales is a pocket transaction. Are you with me? So the knowledge of you comes first, their pocket to you comes next. Does that make sense? Really important. So let's move on. So what are the first steps that everybody should take when you come? Number one is product knowledge. Product knowledge. I see people think the product knowledge. I see people saying that when you start marketing, you have to start doing this, you have to start doing that. No. Your first job is to know what you are selling. There should not be anybody that can ask you a question you cannot answer about what you're selling. Do you know what I just said?
Nobody should be able to successfully ask you a question about what you're selling and you can't answer. And so you have to study around what you're selling, amongst many things, because people buy the people that they trust from, and they trust you for many reasons. Sometimes they trust you because maybe they have a relationship with you. Sometimes they trust you because they trust your expertise. Are you with me? Most times, as when you go to a surgeon, you literally would lie down for that guy to cut you. Are you with me? If you are robbed and a thief wants to cut you, you'll be scared. But the surgeon wants to cut you, will not be scared because you trust his expertise to be able to do that. Are you with me? Sometimes before the surgery, they even make you sign that you can die, but you still go through it because you trust that at the end of that process, you'll be better. When people come to meet you, or let's say people, you want to start real estate, real estate is not cheap. So if they're going to put that amount of money down, right, no matter how the least plot of land you're selling is, I don't care, 400K, 500K, right? If they're going to put it down, they are going to trust you. Are you with me? So one of the ways you lose trust is by having your clients have questions that you can't answer, especially when they are common questions. So where is the property? I don't know. Have you gone there before? No. What's the title? What does title mean? Contract of sales. What's that? Are you with me? You should be the one educating your clients. I've shared this story many times, how that a client purchased a property from us. I think it was about 5 million. And then I think about 6 million. And she wanted to purchase for 3 of her children. The property she wanted to purchase was for 3 children. And then she was going to pay documentation fee, I think about 850K on each of them. I said, ma, because I have product knowledge, let's not do this. I said, they will issue in different names. So do something, buy everything in your name, do a deal of gifts, we'll do separate survey plans, and none of that. The woman was so excited. That's how we saved that woman about 2.4 million. 24 million, 2.4 million. Are you with me? Do you think that woman will be able to buy? Do you think men will buy? Are you with me? So product knowledge. You have proper product knowledge, you can position yourself as an expert. When you can position yourself as an expert, are you with me? People will trust you. And trust is a core element for sales. Does that make sense? Right? I was just thinking many a times, the properties that we sell, the clients don't even come and look at it. They say, I remember one day, and it struck me. It struck me well. We went to a guy, and the guy was in the office with the MD. He was about to pay millions for the property. He said, Bolu is my eyes. Whatever he says, well, that's what we're going to do. It struck me. You're the eyes of your clients. So you must see with product knowledge. Number 2 is for yourself, for expert positioning. And number 2 is borrowing credentials. I'll talk about that maybe another time. It may push us away. Should I talk about that now? Expert positioning, right? So what's the next thing you need for expert positioning is you must learn how to borrow credentials. What do I mean by borrowing credentials? I have found out, listen to me very carefully, most times when you're starting out as a realtor, or let me even ask you a question. If there are 2 people here, somebody like me now, 2 of us want to sell a property to a person. Now, me, I have experience. I can say we've closed also millions. We have 70 clients. Blah, 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 blah. Now you are just starting out. So do you have anything to say? You say, well, please, ma, just trust me. The product is good. That's what many people do. Are you with me? You need to be able to project your credentials. This brings trust. So what do I mean by credentials? Now, I said something like, we have over 70 clients. In our first year alone, we had over 70 clients in real estate. Are you with me? You don't have that. However, when you start and you have proper product knowledge, listen to me. Because you don't have credentials, you should now rely on the credentials of your clients. Sorry, of the company you are selling for. What does that mean? If I'm selling for a real estate company, I remember a time they wanted to buy a property, right? And then there were options here and there and here and there. Back then, I just started. I didn't have much credentials, so I said, "Oh, right." So what I do is I leverage on the credentials of the company that I'm selling for. So let me give you an example. I'm selling a plot in an estate for a company. The company has been in existence for 10 years. Are you with me? The company has delivered 500 products. I'm just starting. When I meet you, I'll say, and the guy asked me a question, and immediately I said, I think your doubts about purchasing this property, or your objections are valid, right? Because I can't remember how I answered the question, but I said, however, one of the questions you should be asking is not your trust in me, because you're not exactly buying from me. You should be looking at your trust in the company. Can you see that? So I shifted them looking at me to buy to them looking at the company to buy. Do you get what I'm saying? And because I did that, I said, no worry, look them up on Google, check. Right? They just finished delivering this product. So their confidence was heightened. I was able to shift the fact that I didn't have credentials indirectly that time in the company. So when you have proper product knowledge, you can borrow credentials. Number 3 is your target audience. Are you with me? You must realize who your target audience is. That's the first thing you must realize. Who are they? Who's your target audience? Who are they? Right? And this is important because, listen very carefully, if your target audience, first of all, let me start by saying you must know your current audience, and then you must know your target audience. If your current audience is not matching up with your target audience, then you need to do an audience upgrade. I just said, if your current audience is not matching up with your target audience, you need to do an audience upgrade. And what exactly do I mean by that? Let me explain something. You see, when people start off selling products, who are the people you are going to sell to? Probably the people around you. So if you are selling products to the people around you, does that make sense? The question you want to ask is, how much can these people afford? So let me ask you that question. Do you think people around you can afford between 0 and 500K, 500K and 2 million, 2 million, 10 million, and 10 million and above? Can you see that? Now, if the people around you cannot afford more than 500K, are you with me? Then going to carry a property of 10 million to start selling will be a problem. Does that make sense? So many people have mismatching in their sales, and that's why they are not selling. So because somebody closed a 50 million, so you should go and carry 50 million property. Can your audience, the people around you, can they pay for it? So that's one of the first things you want to do. You want to ensure that the people that are in your circle, you're marketing at their level. Does that make sense? Now, if the people at your circle are not the kind of product you want to be selling, you must have a circle upgrade. So who are they? Number 2 is, where are they and how can I access this place? So let's say I discovered that I want to sell to Gen Zs. Now, where are these people? Does that make sense? Right? Imagine I'm selling to older people. There are places I can meet old people, that plenty old people. Are you with me? That I cannot meet young people. And there are places I can meet young people. For example, imagine there was a these parties that they call rave fest or something like that. I'm not a party person. Now, if you go there, the number of people that are there, most likely they are young. Are you with me? Universities. Does that make sense? But however, if you go to places like Rotary clubs, you find older people there. So when you find who you want to sell to, you want to find where are they in their numbers. Very important. Who are they? Then where are they? Then when you find where they are, the next thing you want to ask, how can I access these places? So, for example, if it's a university, do they have a gathering where I can speak at, where I can teach my product? You see, when you find the people you want to speak to and you find where they are and you access them, you now begin to gain contact. Is this making sense to you? You begin to gain contacts. So the number of people who are your target audience that should be buying from you, you now start gaining contacts. That's what we call quality lead generation. Does that make sense? Right? And I've talked about the average affordability range. Right? So you know what they can afford, and then you push it in their direction. Does that make sense? Right? So the next thing that you want to start doing after that, which I'll pause here for today, these lectures are meant to be short and sharp, is awareness. Now you have gained contacts. Now you have accessed those places. Then you need to let them know. Remember, we're talking about marketing, right? And let me tell you, it's one thing to do something one time. It's another thing to do it multiple times. So in letting them know, the very simple key is to be consistent in your publicity. And so I wake up every morning, I post real estate on my status. Every single morning, you're going to see it on my status. You're a WhatsApp person. You see it on my status every single day. Now, it may look like they're not seeing it. It may look like they're not selling. But one day, when they need it, there's a guy who sells shoes. He has been on my timeline. I think he posts every day. He has done that for, I think, over 2 years. I've not bought anything from him, but I found out that the day I needed shoes, he was the one that came to my mind. Are you with me? So consistent posting makes you to be at the top of your client's head. It's really important. And then you now start from where you are with what you have. And then the third thing is you must be present in property spaces. What do I mean? As a young person who is starting off, one of the things you want to do is you want to ensure that you go to properties, go for inspection. But of this have, share inspection, go. When you go for inspection and people are constantly seeing you on those sites, there's an attachment they have. Do you get what I'm saying? Really, really important. So those are the first things that I think you need to do to start with. Product knowledge, target audience, and then you deal with your I hope this made sense to you. Like I said, very short and sharp, 20-30 minutes to the bite size, and then we keep on with the next one. Do you have questions? Any questions? Do you have any questions for me? Have any questions? Type so I'll just respond. And if you also don't, let me know. Okay, amazing. Super excited to see you guys join us for this session today. We'll go on the next session next week. As usual, if you need anything, you want to buy a property, you have any questions, you can reach out to me through the contact here. You can send a message on Instagram at Zee Realty HQ. I will be in touch. Thank you so much for joining. See you on the next call.